Okay, here we go. Need 1/3 cup of flour. All purpose. Don't try whole wheat. You know, if you have trouble with flour, I have a recipe. You'll have to look back on it. Made with, what did I make it with? Cornstarch, and the ratio is a little different. Okay, you're gonna need, and I need my glass. You need a teaspoon of sugar. A teaspoon of salt. And a teaspoon of dried mustard. I've used both dried mustards and there's no problem with it. They both work very well with it. Just depends upon which one I grab first. Okay, I need the 1/2 teaspoon to get this one. You need 3/4 cup of cold water and a measuring cup. Fill it 3/4 full. Add 1/4 cup of lemon juice to it. Mix this flour mixture thoroughly before you add anything to it. Now you're going to add this lemon water you just put together. To the stove, but first put a cup of oil into that measuring cup. I'm using corn oil because I usually use it when I make mayonnaise because I use the other oils for so many other things, but you can use whatever oil. The only oil I don't think which would go well would be toasted sesame seed oil. That one I just don't think would make it. All right, here are the steps that we're going to be doing. Now this is going to thicken up in a hurry, and it'll stick to the bottom and stuff, so you're going to have to work at it to keep it from sticking. I'm not going to do that. I need a spoon now to work with this. Be careful because in the corners it likes to just burn there, so make sure you're on top of that. Now once we get this thick, you've got to boil it 1 minute because we've got to cook this flour. If you don't do that, it's going to taste funny, so it's very important that you do that one step. And I'm sorry I'm pushing you a bit. I don't like doing that. I like to take time to explain everything that we're doing. And this time, I just don't have time. That salad does look good, doesn't it? I can't wait to try it. I was saying, you know, this would be good if you're grilling chicken, you know? But I'm going to serve it with a sandwich just to be different. In other words, you just don't have to have fruit with sandwiches or just a plain sandwich. You can sit there and have a sandwich and serve a salad. Just make sure that if you're packing a lunch, make sure that you have a container to put the dressing separate of the salad so it does not wilt by the time they get to it. See how it's thickening up? You just keep on going. Don't stop. I'm going to try to make some chicken luncheon meat. I got some salts, different smoked salts. We'll see how that comes out. Now when it gets to this stage, you see the stage it's at? Now we have to cook this a whole minute. Sometimes I cook it a minute and a half, a little longer. But you've got to cook it at this stage and make sure it doesn't burn. You'll see a film develop onto the bottom of the pot as you stir it and stuff. That's fine, just keep going. As long as you keep going, it's not going to sit there and burn. But you have to cook the rawness of the flour out. How it's acting? Isn't that great? This is your binder that we're actually making for the mayonnaise, so you won't have to worry about it separating when the heat gets to it. It's like if you have a picnic table, you have to leave the mayonnaise in ice. This one you won't have to. Okay, we're done. Take it off the burner. You need a hand mixer, unless you want to do this by hand. I wouldn't recommend it. Safety mechanism. Safety standard. Boy, where was I going? When you go to put these in, your beaters, do not have this plugged in. I saw a guy messed his hand up. So make sure it's unplugged. This is safety. Plug it in after. Where do I put my eggs? All right, you're gonna need 2 eggs. Dang, what is it with me and eggshells lately? I usually don't mess up like that. All right, beat these. I'm not kidding when I say beat them. Okay, you're gonna pour this in. You gotta keep this mixer going and make sure that you keep it going because you need dough. why you have to keep it beating when you add it, because if you don't, the eggs will curdle and separate and cook, and then you won't get this binder that you want. Now I'm going to finish. Now when I poured most of the flour mixture in and beat it with the eggs right away, you saw they hooked together, so then I could take a break and put the rest of it in. Now when you pour this oil in, do not pour it where the beaters are. Pour it on the side and let it work in. Like that, you'll have it all over the place. Everything together so it doesn't separate. It might seem that it's a little runny, but you put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes and it chills down and it'll get more firm. But always remember that because the flour mixture is hot and you're adding it to cold eggs and it still has that heat in it. You can feel the bowl that's still warm. Mayonnaise. Very easy. You can see the thickness as I pour it in. There it is. Now, from what I've read about Miracle Whip, if you like Miracle Whip, it has more seasonings and stuff into it. If you want, I'll try making Miracle Whip. I am not fond of it, but if you wish to learn to make Miracle Whip, let me know and I'll see if we can get that recipe up and show you how to make it. Though it's not my favorite, we'll see if we can make it and then you can make your own Miracle Whip. So I'll put this in the refrigerator and let it chill a bit while I get the sandwich up and going. Okay, where can we put you in this lovely refrigerator that is packed as usual? See, you can get things done in time for people to eat. Well, see, you can make one big sandwich like this, and with a salad, you can feed a lot of people instead of just making a sandwich for 3 like I'm going to do. Well, I have big eaters in the house. We're all pretty big eaters. I'm sorry, we're just that way. But you could cut these and make smaller sandwiches and serve that salad with it. And you could even make a tea if you want. I take my dried fruit that I've dehydrated, and I take like Mavi Bog or sorrel or a tea, and I put it in. And I sit there and throw those in it into a 2-quart measuring cup. And then I boil water, pour it over it, put a plate over it, and leave it till the next day. Then I strain it and just sweeten to taste. And you'll notice you don't add as much sugar. And you can come up with many, many different flavors of drinks for your family. So that's another way. I have to go get a spoon for the mustard. I'll be back. Now, somebody had said that my mustard looks grainy. Of course it does. I'm using mustard seeds. I'm not going to run it through a strainer and press them all down till they're flat. I let it go. I'm not afraid of the seeds. The seeds are good. And this is a little on the spicy side. I am not going to lie to you. It is, so you have to be a little careful. But if you like spice and other things, then why not? Like my girlfriend wants beer gummy bears. I said, I wonder if I could make beer gummy bears. And she sat there and said, oh, Sandy, I'm having a party on the 4th. Would you make those? And I said, look, I don't even know if it's going to work. She said, oh, please make them. So I'm going to try to make beer gummy bears. I don't know if they're going to work, but I have a Guinness bottle. Now, I don't want to make a light beer. If I'm going to make them, they're going to have good flavor to them. So I would use a Guinness's, which is a stout. I think that that would give it really, really good flavor. As you can see, flavor is very important. I know I use stocks and everything else, so I end up with different kinds of flavors other than what you would get. But I have been noticing that the nutritionists, not the nutritionists, the chefs that I see, the new chefs coming out, they're not making a lot of things from scratch. I don't know if they do anymore, but I know when Julia Child was, she taught me once a week. Like my mother said, you listen and you learn. If you don't, I was going to get hit, so I had to listen and learn. And she taught you how to really go and do it. But we've lost so many skills. I don't know if chef schools do it anymore. Okay, we got the mustard. The meat. I said we're making roast beef because I know if I had, they had a roast I was going to buy today, but I have no room in my freezer for meat right now because I bought so much. But I know I can go to Staten Island Meats if I ask for a roast. They'll give it to me. And I might cook it the day before and make a roast beef. Have roast beef sandwiches, but it'll be my roast beef that I do instead of theirs. What they're doing to get people out of the kitchen is to make life simple, easy, so they can take your money. Now I have a pound of beef here, as you can see. It's not cooked all the way. use just about every bit of this on this. Now if you want a treat, you could take the roast beef and cheese and you could roll them up together and then put a toothpick in them. And then you could munch on them. They look like little cigars with toothpicks. And I've done that too. When we're hungry and I'm coming in and I don't have anything sitting for them and yogurt has to be made and stuff, I used to sit there and roll some luncheon meat up, a luncheon meat with cheese, and give it to my sons like that. And while I was cooking, I was demolishing them as well. And we just thought it was so easy to roll them up and feed them. And they got all that protein, so I knew. And because they're big eaters, they've always been big eaters. I'm not gonna lie, my sons have a hearty appetite, which I'm very, very proud of. Because if they were picky eaters, I think I would have killed them a long time ago. Because you don't need children like that. It's bad enough with everything else going on. You don't need one to say, oh, I don't like this. You haven't tried it? Try it. I mean, when my mother did a ton, and we saw it go right out of the pot, we went, ugh. But she said, don't. So we watched it. And she fixed it. She made a salad. And after she took the skin and everything else, she thin sliced the tongue. And it was delicious. And she put a spread over. I can't remember what spread she put over it. I think it was some sort of mustard mixture that she did, but it was very good. And then when we didn't eat, she actually diced it up and put it into a different kind of salad. And we ate it. It was just watching it. You know, it was down in the bottom of the pot. And then as the water started boiling, the tongue came up, and it was just like a cow had gone, ugh, and licked you. And oh, as little children, our eyes were like, oh, it's alive. Oh, no, that was just, it was coming up because it was being boiled. But children go there. Oh, the cheese I'm putting on. Here I am talking and not even telling you. This is black bear pepper jack cheese. So you can imagine, this is spicy. Got the vinaigrette and that in the salad with fruits. Your mouth is gonna go crazy over this combination. I know my sons will. They say, oh my God, Mommy. By the way, they loved those meatballs that we had. They asked, can you make that again? I said, I have to make more sausage. They said, oh Mommy, that was so good. They didn't believe it. I said, yeah, that's what I did. And the young man who told me to have enough for one sandwich was absolutely right. The one who helped me, see, marched it straight across. All the roast beef is gone. I only have, well, I'm going to eat them. I only got 2 left. All right. Do I want jalapeno on this? Yeah, I'm going to go get some pickled jalapenos. I'll be right back. Okay, here's my Texas candy. I had to throw a bottle out because the seal broke. It happens sometimes. If you have really, really, really hot days like that, you can expect things like that to happen. Really just nothing you can do about it. Now, because I'm only adding this to it, I'm not going to bother about ripping the innards out on the top. So I'm just going to lay these jalapenos all over this sandwich. And drain them and just lay them all over. And these are pickled. If you're worried about heat. I saw one of my friends on the bus today. show you what I'm doing. My sons are informing me that they're eating so well that they can actually taste the oldness of the food that in some places they go. I said, people say it tastes good. They don't even know that they're eating old food. I know you're probably going to say this is a lot. But these, they're a sweet heat. So that's why you really don't have to worry about them. I almost used the whole jar. They have some heat to them, but that sugar mellows it way, way down. They're good on hamburgers as well. If you want to put them on franks, I haven't put them on a sausage hamburger yet. That's an interesting one to try. See, most people think that money will make them happy. You can have all the money in the world. You can have all the nicest clothes. But if you don't have your health, you have nothing. Now you saw me strain those pickles, drain them, and they're still seeping. I just think this is going to be a good sandwich anyway. It's different, it's unusual. Like I said, I'm going to cut this in thirds. Ugh. This is mine, mine's the smaller one. This is my stoneware. They're different colors, which is really, really nice. I have no room for anything. This is going to be divided in half between them. There's another one, and this plate happens to be purple. Now this sandwich has to be wrapped. And while I'm wrapping this, I will be back when we put the rest of that salad together. We just have to finish waiting for it. It's got another hour and we'll be putting that sandwich together. So I'll just hold you for an hour and we'll have that. Okay, I'm putting the dressing. I already threw the cucumbers onto the salad. Part of the salad's already packed up for my other son who's going to work in a little bit. And I'm filling up 2 little containers for him so he has enough of the dressing as well. So I laid the cucumbers on top because they have oil on them. And next to it on the side, I'm going to pack these 2 right here. You see how I did it? So he'll be able to pour the dressing over this because this is a lot. So he's going to have this salad, and I've got cherries and his sandwich. Now this, I'm going to put over this salad that I'm going to toss. Got a mess here. You must know, as fast as I clean up, I'm having to clean up after myself. I'm so glad my mother taught me that. I know one woman, she didn't clean up, and people came to the point where they didn't even want anything from her because her kitchen was filthy. They didn't know they were going to get botulism or a disease or something. So I'm going to show you. See, I laid the cucumbers on it. That's it. Yes, I have the fork and knife, but I'm going to use my hands. All right, you don't like it, you're going to get over it. Anyway, this is the salad, and you have to admit, it is very interesting the way it's put together. Now, how's that? Isn't that easy? Oh. So, I'm going to say bye-bye because we're going to get ready to eat. We've been up for a long time. So take care and enjoy your day.